She's wearing Dodger blue. I didn't know you were. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely new. Since 1981.
I had to put, she used to be a Yankee fan. I had to convert her. What's that?
You want- Oh, look, the service is already over. So shalom.
Rabbi?
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 lie, 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 yeah, lie, lie, yeah, lie, 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 yeah, lie, lie, yeah, lie, 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 yeah, lie, lie, yeah, lie, lie, yeah, lie, 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 yeah, lie, lie, yeah, lie, lie, lie. Try it with me. The words are super easy. Yeah, la, lie. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la la la.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chazan. Welcome, everybody. Good Shabbos. Welcome to our joint Temple Aliyah, Shomrei Torah, Synagogue Friday evening services. If you have been with us over the month of July and August, you will know that one of the joys of being so close and friendly with one another is that we can come together to pray, to worship, and to celebrate together. And so I believe, is this the last Shabbat that we're...
Sadly, it is.
It's the last Shabbat temporarily. Temporarily that we're going to be together, and we can change it. Anything's up, we can do anything we want. We're in charge, right? We're all in charge. So welcome this evening to those of you here, and of course to those of you who are online from Temple Aliyah and Shomrei Torah Synagogue. our chazanim have a beautiful, beautiful service. For all of us this evening, an opportunity to open our hearts and our minds to the spirit of Shabbat and welcome this seventh day with rest and tranquility. So we're going to begin with Lechuna Ranana, which you can find in your Sidurim Lev Shalem on page 11. I'm going to sit with my colleague, Rabbi Vogel, and allow our chazanim to direct our service.
Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, Adonai. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, Adonai. Naria, naria, letzui sheinu. Nekadma panav betoda bizmirot naria naria lo lechuneranena 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 Adonai lechuneranena Lechuneranena, lechuneranena, Adonai. Let us sing, 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 let us sing. Arbaim shakut bador babaram toe levav heim vehem lo yadeu derachai asher nishpate v'api im yavon el menuchati. We continue with the next psalm, Ya'alo Sadai, on page 13.
Ya'alo Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay 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 Ya'alo Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay 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 Az yiranenu kol hatzeyar Az yiranenu Kol hatzeyar, az yiranenu kol hatzeyar, az yiranenu kol hatzeyar. Ya'alo Sadai v'chol asher bo Ya'alo Sadai. Ay 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 Ya'alo Sadai v'chol asher bo Ay, 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 ay. לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט, הארץ ישפוט, תבל בצדק, ועמים באמונתו.
We continue with Psalm 97 on page 15. Adonai Malach. We sing together 4 lines from the bottom on page 16, Or Zarua.
Or Zarua, la tzadik, u yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, u yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua, la tzadik, u yishre lev simcha. U yishre lev simcha. Or Zarua la tzadik, U yishre lev simcha. U yishre lev simcha. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. La Urzarula tzadiku lishrei lev simcha simchu tzadikim baronai v'hodu lezecher kodsho.
Psalm 98. Sing together, Zamruya. Zamruya, 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 Bechinor, Bechinor, Vekol Zimra, Zamruya, Bechinor, Bechinor, Vekol Zimra, Bechatzotzrot, Vekol Shofar, Hariu Lifnei Amelech Adonai, Bechatzotzrot, Vekol Shofar, Hariu Lifnei Amelech Adonai, Zamruya, 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 Zamruya. We continue with Psalm 99 on page 19.
Adonai malach yirgezu, amin. Eloheinu atanitam, el nosea idolahem enokem alalinotam. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, vehishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
We rise for Psalm 29 on page 21. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'neinim, Havu l'Adonai kavod ba'oz, Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Hishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai b'al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai ba'oach, Kol Adonai be'adar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, Vayargidem kemo egel, Lebanon vesiron kemo ben remim, Kol Adonai chotzev lavodesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yochel ayalot, Vayechesov ye'arot, U'hekalot kulo mekavot, Adonai lamavol yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Lai, 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 ya, ya, la, 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 ya, ya, la, 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 ya, ya, la, la, ya, ya, la, 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 ya, ya, la, la, lai, la, 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 la. You may be seated. We continue with Lecha Dodi found on page 23.
So, This melody is one of three, and we hope you will sing along. If you don't know it, just lie, but just be there and sing with us. But not in this key. In this key. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'divur echad Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Ay, 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 la 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 lecha dodi. Oh, ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Yai lai lai, ya la 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 lecha dodi. Oh, ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitov hachecha rav lach shevet be'emet habacha Vehu yachamol alayichem la. Yai lai lai, ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hidnari me'afar kumi livshi bigdei tifartecha mi al yad ben Yishai bet halachmi korvael nafshi geala. Lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Ki toreri התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לא תבושי ולא תכרמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, וככסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר אל תילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Our last melody for Lecha Dodi brings us into the time and space of Av, Tisha B'Av, beginning on tomorrow evening. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Vehayu limshisa shosai, Verachakucho mevalai, Yasis alayich Elohai, Kintos chatan al kala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Yamin ושמאל תברוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, אל יריש פן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Hoi ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה, Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. We continue with Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, on page 27.
מזמור, מזמור, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת. המזמור, מזמור, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת. היי שבת, מזמור, מזמור, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת, טררן טררן, מזמור, מזמור, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת.
Please join Cantor Mimi with Sadiq Katamar at the red triangle on page 20.
Sati katamar yi Keres bavanon yiske chetulim bevet Adonai menot God Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki hashar Adonai suri velo avlatabo.
Kolot mayim rabim adirim ishpreyam adir bamarom Adonai edotecha nemnu meod leveitecha nava kodesh Adonai tehorech yamim.
Mourners and those playing yard site, I invite you to rise for Mourners Kaddish on page 30. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabah v'alamad yivra kirutei v'yamnich malchutei v'chay echad v'yam echad v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael v'adala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabah mevorach le'alam al'olamei alamaya יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה לאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל. אמרו אמן.
Before we begin our Mariv service, once again I want to welcome members of Temple Aliyah and Shomrei Torah Synagogue together this evening as we have spent the summer together davening. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see your faces. Oh, what a difference. Always better, always better. So it was about a year ago, and I don't know why I thought about it this week, although you'll see in a minute why I did think about it this week. About a year ago, I read a book entitled Hebrew Roots, Jewish Routes. Although that word can be pronounced roots as well. So Hebrew Roots, Jewish Roots, or Hebrew Roots, Jewish Routes by Jeremy Benstein, an American-born Israeli who co-founded the Heschel Center for Sustainability in Israel. He made Aliyah decades ago, and for many reasons, one of which was to ensure that he and his family were fluent in Hebrew, as he believes that speaking and understanding the language of the Jewish people is one of the most assured ways to promote a strong Jewish identity, no matter what level of religiosity. His book focuses both on the routes of Hebrew words, along with the story of how Jews in Hebrew have made their mark on the world, and he offers valuable lessons of what it means to be a Jew and how we need to live our lives. I highly recommend the book. It is a great read. As an example of how he uses Hebrew language in the book, he reminds us of a word that we're all familiar with, tzedakah. And he says the English version of tzedakah, charity, comes from the Latin root caritas, which is derived from the word for love. And so one gives charity out of an expression of love. one feels the need to give or the desire to give and one gives. In Hebrew, the word for charities we know is tzedakah, the root being tzedek. Tzedek means justice. Justice is not about whether we feel attached to a cause or a person. Justice is about righting those wrongs and making sure there is equality in this world. He also uses another example. The English word for prayer implies oftentimes a bequest, a beseeching, an asking of God for something, very different than the Hebrew word for prayer, which is tefillah. The root of that word, hillel, which means to indict, or oftentimes we use it in the infinitive lehitpalel, which means to judge oneself, to be self-reflective. Here, the idea of prayer is not so much about asking God for something, but it's rather using the Siddur as a mirror to reflect how we want to become better, more aspirational in our thinking. In other words, for him, words matter. Words matter deeply. They have depth, and they shape our understanding of self and society. And I think that's why I was thinking about the book this week, because tomorrow morning we begin reading the lofty and soaring words which inspire, console, inform, and motivate the people of Israel in the book of Deuteronomy. As Moshe's last speech to the children of Israel, he uses his eloquence with language to shape not just the generation before him, but to the people and the nations of Jews into the present. How remarkable this book is, coming from a man, Moshe, who began his career stating unequivocally, "I have never been a man of words. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." And God's powerful words back to Moshe, "Who gives humans speech? Who makes them dumb? Is it not I?" Moshe's divinely inspired words leads the Jewish people to freedom and continues to capture our hearts and minds thousands of years after these mighty words were spoken. Words matter. They help us form community. They set expectations. They provide the framework for loving relationships. They engage us in shared values and remind us of our potential. They can, of course, destroy as much as they can create. They can harm as much as they might heal, which is why we are commanded so often to pay close attention to our words, to circumcise our hearts, our ears, and our mouths to ensure that our words remain holy. I also ruminated on this topic of words this morning when I was writing this drash, because this past week our city lost a master of elocution and articulation, a storyteller par excellence in Vin Scully. To speak of him even in superlatives cannot do him justice, as Jason Gay of the Wall Street Journal, in his moving eulogy to the noblest of broadcasters, wrote, "Let's be honest. Any written appreciation of Vin Scully is going to be inadequate. You really need to hear him, hear the sound, the enthusiasm, the melody that made Scully's honey-covered voice the music of endless baseball summers. There was nothing like Vin Scully, and there will never be again. Better than the ball game itself, Scully, who died on Tuesday at age 94, was not just a defining broadcaster, not just the narrator of a franchise's seismic journey from Brooklyn to Los Angeles, not just the melody of a baseball era, but eras. He had a novelist's command of language, a gift with metaphor. He pitches as though he's double parked, he said of Bob Gibson, and critically he knew when not to speak and let a moment breathe. Note his wordless treatments after Kirk Gibson's and Hank Aaron's iconic home runs. Soon enough, as we move to the conclusion of our summer, we will arrive at Moshe's final, lofty, and moving poem as he left as a legacy for our people. In the meantime, let's hold on to Scully's last words when he made his departure from baseball after his illustrious 67 years with the Dodgers. He said, "May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life seems a faithful friend to share, for every sigh a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. You and I have been friends for a long time, but I know in my heart I've always needed you more than you've ever needed me. And I'll miss our time together more than I can say. But you know what? There will be a new day, and eventually a new year. And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball." So this is Vin Scully wishing you a pleasant good afternoon wherever you may be. Rest in peace to the greatest broadcaster of all time. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 39 and rise for our evening service, the Mariv, with the call to prayer, the Bar.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Adonai, HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Please join me in the English on page 39a. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Ravim. We continue with Ahavat Olam on page 40.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Zaken Adonai Eloheinu V'shochvenu v'kumenu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nehege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu la'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Listen, Israel, Adonai, our God is one. 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 Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 We're in page 41. Please join with me. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיום שמע ותשמע. Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Can knock this up and go on page 43? Please join me in the Micha Mocha on page 44. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ne'edar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osefele, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ne'edar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osefele, Malchutecha, Ra'u banecha, Malchutecha, Ra'u banecha, Bokei hayam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ne'edar B'Kodesh, Dora Tehilot, Osefele, Zeli Anu Ve'ameru Adonai Yimloch le'olam, va'ed le'olam, va'ed. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Ne'edar B'Kodesh, Ora Tehilot, Osefele, ונאמר כי ודעת אל יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Our prayer for peace tonight. Ashkivin, Wadalene, Shalom, and Machin, ושמוע צאתנו לחיים ותביא עולם ופרוס לנו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו וכל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We rise for the Shomrei on page 46.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam, berit olam. Beini Yisrael. Odi leolam. Beini uven v'nei Yisrael. Odi leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Beini uven v'nei Yisrael. Odi leolam. Beini uven v'nei Yisrael. Odi leolam. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה, ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן.
יהי שמי רבא מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה, יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
ושפחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ויאמרו Amen. Our Amidah for this Friday night is found on page 47. The Hebrew, the English, your own words and thoughts. If you've not finished with your silent Talmud, I encourage you to continue. We continue with Kaddish Shalem on page 54.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ועלמא דברי קירותה והמליך מלכותה בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
Amen. Yesh merabah mevorach, le'olam le'olamaya, yitparach.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושפחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן תתקבל צלותון ובאותון דכל ישראל תודה מבוהון די וישמעיה ויאמרו אמן יש למה רבה מן שמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
We rise for Kiddush on page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Ore peri agofen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, B'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu, Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, Ki hu yom techila l'mikrae kodesh, Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta, Ve'otanu kidashta, Mikol ha'amim, Ve'shabbat kodshecha, Ve'ahava u'vratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
We remain standing for Aleinu on page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ג'נו שמיים ויוסד הר ג'נו שמי פרעה בשמיים הכתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
May be seated. Prepare for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, words of memory, reflection, sanctity. On this yahrzeit from Temple Aliyah, we remember the beautiful memories of Joseph Amar, Faye Fishman-Berger, Susan Cohen, Iser Serlin, Max Ein, Nathan Eisner, Violet Ferrara, Clara Freed, Samson F. Glass, Marion Golding, David Goodman, David Gruda, Leah Goodstein, Helene Kamzan, Sylvia Klinetsky, Regina Cram, Bonnie Ann Krischel, Beatrice Lanowitz, Marion Levin, Sandy Louie, Celia Malinoff, Murray Markham, Lori Marks Rubiner, Elizabeth Mashad, Bessie Miller, Steve Miller, Marilyn Minkle, Mildred Mocho, Sarah Page, Norma Petchman, Virginia Peets, Phyllis Projansky, Sylvia Jenny Reisman, Leroy Rubenstein, Dr. Neville Sachs, Inga Shopler, Dr. Sheldon Shore, Betty Ann Schreibman, Betty Schwartz, David Schwartz, Morton Schwartzbach, Miriam Schulman, Max Sasson, Magda Strauss, Philip Strom, Sidel Stroll, Claire Struman, Harold Sussman, Edward Tivens, Bernard Timor, Anna Warshaw, Jean Watch, Simon Watman, Sai Yaffe, Sylvia Young, and William Zaret.
From the Shomrei Torah community, we remember Neil Benton, Rosalind Benton, Sulamit Berman, Dorothy Brennglass, Stacy Kane, Bessie Kravitz, Shirley Deutsch, Samuel Drescher, Mimi Dubin, Louis Fishman, Ruth Freed, Henry Glassner, Morris Greenhut, Joseph Greenhut, Sheila Gutman, Sidney Hoffman, Leroy Hoffman, Madeline Isaac, Hilda Jacob, Louis Katz, Rachel Katz, Joseph Kessler, Regina Knopf, Dina Kogan, Dora Kramer, Beatrice Lanowitz, Ann Levy, Jeanette Mednick, Malka Meisels, Ruth Mendelson, Eileen Merkin, Mark Neeson, Aileen Nussbaum, Paul Nussbaum, Ben Post, Sylvia Post, Al Patel, Arthur Reich, Sam Rosen, Jerry Rosen, Billy Rossner, Leo Schuster, Morton Schwartzbach, Alfred Silverberg, Ira Tenneman, Leo Weinstein, Margaret Witkowski, Stanton Wolf. I invite all those who are in mourning, those saying Kaddish and having a yard site, to recite the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shomrei Rabbah v'alamad ivra kirutei v'yamlich machutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shomrei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'olamei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shmei d'kudsha b'rechu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata d'amiran v'alama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. I invite at this time Ziggy Boxer to come up for announcements. What's that?
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Erev Tisha B'Av services are taking place at Temple Aliyah this Saturday at 8 p.m. Then on Sunday at STS, there's a morning Tisha B'Av service at 9 a.m. and Mincha service 1 p.m. All services will be live streamed. Social Action Committee again is once again collecting PB&J sandwiches, sandwich bags this Tuesday between 10:30 and 11:30. As always, the bags include a sandwich, a snack, a fruit, water, and napkins. Rabbi Cameron's men's group for ages 36 to 59 is meeting on Thursday, August 18 at 6:45 p.m. at the home of John Klein for dinner and discussion. Email Connie Tessa to RSVP and for directions. Protect the Synagogue and yourself. Attend a Zoom entry point situational awareness seminar to learn more about security awareness, how to recognize suspicious activity, and to contribute to the safety of the community. See e-news for full details. Our next Simcha Shabbat on the Star is on Friday, August 26th. It begins with Tat Shabbat at 5:30, with bring your own dinner, dairy dinner, picnic following at 5:45. Simcha Shabbat service starts at 6:30, during which we will be honoring all those with August birthdays and anniversaries. Join us for our free community picnic on Sunday. This is a really nice event, folks. Sunday, August 28th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Men's Club will be barbecuing, the best in the world. There will be snow cones, cotton candy, bounce houses, and other fun games for the entire family, even the young ones. Registration is now open for the Shomrei Torah Synagogue and Veli Bet Shalom annual golf tournament on Monday, October 24th. To volunteer, please contact coaches Randy Barmash and Sam Schwartzman. We have a number of people in the congregation, including Rabbi Kamras, who are in the period of mourning, and your participation in morning minyan services would be greatly appreciated. That's every morning, 8 a.m., and Sundays at 9, in person and online at stslive.org. For full listing of our programs, visit our website at stsonline.org. It's a long one.
We conclude with Oseh Shalom.
So, again, please sing with us. And thank you so much for having Aliyah here. It's been really wonderful for us to be together. And as soon as I get to the page, we'll start. Okay.
Oseh Shalom, Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oseh Shalom, Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat
Shalom.